Angry White Lawyer here again. So Peter Mandelson always was a sleazebag, wasn't he? We knew this from his days in the Blair government. Such a sleazy. He's the archetypal political snake, a vile individual. And by the way, I'm not saying that because he's gay. I really don't care, and probably most of you don't either. But the guy is just an awful piece of work. I'm not going to give his life story here. My video is too short for that. But he was in the Blair government, of course, and the first controversy, I think, happened in the 90s when he actually borrowed money from a cabinet colleague to purchase a house, when that cabinet colleague was already under investigation by Mandelson's own department. This is how low the guy is. Is he stupid? I don't believe so. I think he's sharp as a tack. But that was an incredibly daft move. And, of course, it came back to bite him and he had to resign. Other controversies have followed as well. But, I mean, first of all, bearing that in mind, the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, then appoints him to one of the most important ambassadorships you could have, if not the most important, that to the United States, after Mandelson had criticised Trump publicly, actually. And that was a complete lack of judgment on the part of Starmer. Not the first one he's made, and it almost certainly won't be the last. A dreadful lack of judgment. Didn't someone say to Starmer, come on now, we got doubts about this guy, look at his track record. But no, nobody apparently mentioned that. He just appointed him anyway. And I can imagine some eyebrows being raised across the pond as well. So, yeah, not a nice guy. And then, surprise, we end up with the Jeffrey Epstein link, not Epstein, Epstein link. Now, I'm not one of these people who think that everyone who ever met the guy should be under suspicion. I know that the Clintons met him, and there might be more to it as far as Bill is concerned, because we know what he's like. But other people who are completely innocent have even stayed on the island and have done no wrong. I mean, I've seen articles in the BBC desperately trying to link Trump to Epstein. But although he knew him, the story goes that ended in the early noughties when Trump found out what was going on and he banned the guy from Mar-a-Lago. Nobody's discounted that. Apparently it is true. And he cut all ties with him. Not so Lord Mandelson. Of course, since the sleaze was ennobled, he's a baron now, isn't he? So, he carried on after the event, after Epstein was arrested and was known to be involved in sleaze and underage girls and all the rest of it. Rumour has it, of course, that there were underage boys involved as well, which kind of puts Mandelson in the frame a bit more, doesn't it? But we know now that worse than that, if it could get worse, because he resigned following those revelations from his ambassadorship, that money changed hands and certain advice and certain pressure was brought when he was within government. This is bordering on treasonous conduct, And although I'm prepared to blame Starmer for everything, I think it's justified in this case. You knew what this guy was like. You knew he was the archetypal sleazebag. What were you thinking, man? So I'm glad it's come back to bite Starmer and the Labour Party on the arse. I really am, because they should have known better. And I'm glad that this utter pillock of a man is probably going to lose his titles, and it should happen sooner rather than later. Am I wrong? Am I being unfair to his lordship? Jury's out. No, it's not. The jury's in. He's guilty.